Hey, what is happening? It's Adam West of Smart Transportation Division. Today we're going to be looking at B&O conductor and switchman guarantee statements. I recommend checking out these guarantee statements the Tuesday afternoon following payday. I like to use the Crew Web tool on a web browser versus the tablet. My personal opinion. I go to a browser, I type in newcrew.csx.com, or on your tablet, you can hit the Trip Optimizer exception button, go to the Guarantee tab, Employee Guarantee View. This information is also available on the Crew Life tool by typing in crewlife.csx.com or using that button on the tablet as well. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get to it. Trainmen guarantee liability is based upon days available multiplied by the daily rate. Please note that the daily rate shown in this example is the conductor guarantee rate and is higher than the switchman guarantee rate. A day of availability is defined as being available for service from midnight to midnight for that calendar day, except where an employee makes a voluntary move to the extra board, as long as the employee makes that seniority move within 2 hours of notification. Now, you'll have to double check to make sure that there's a yes in the available section for when this happens. Commonly, when I see a guy make a seniority move within 2 hours of notification, the computer doesn't pick it up. So if you're displaced from the guaranteed extra board and make a seniority move to another position on the guaranteed extra board, and you do that within 2 hours of notification, as in question answer number 23, you should see a yes there. That's one of the things I double check for. And question number 34 is the same, but when you make a voluntary seniority move to the extra board. So what I do is I look in this column here, the availability column. I see all yeses here. If I see a no, that's where I go visit the details to see what it was. See if I can turn that into yes by those questions and answers. The maximum availability for guarantee purposes is 12. Rest days do not count as yeses or for no's in our calculations. In this example, directly in front of us, we have a guy who held down a Wednesday and then late into a Wednesday rest days for both weeks of the by half. No other fancy moves or anything in between. Makes our first example easy. So since the maximum amount of availability for guarantee purposes is 12, the guarantee liability will be the biweekly rate. Please know that this daily rate here is not a whole number. It's a fraction thereof. It's that number. So in this example here, switched over to the crew life. Different look here. But availability column, I'm scrolling on down. Oh, I see a no right there. So I need to look into it a little bit more. All right, at 6:42 in the morning, a layoff of a sick occurred. And then it was marked up the same calendar day at 2200. Well, that's the reason why the no there. Got a rest day here and a rest day here. So in the instance of this example right here in front of us, that's 11 days of availability. Yes, it still says 13 up here, but 2 of those are rest days. Don't calculate that. So 11 times that daily rate here. and it's 2 cents above there. So that's your guarantee liability. It's correct. I don't have an example where a sick was over 2 calendar days. Let's say he marked off at 6:42 in the morning here, and he didn't mark up till Wednesday till 0200. Both of these days, since he was not available from midnight to midnight on both of those days, both days will count as no's. You add the days that are yeses, excluding rest days, times it by the uh, daily rate, equal your guarantee liability. Okay, next example here. We got one yes. The rest days are showing up as no in this example, which they should be no's. So we got one yes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 yes, and it matches the available number over here this time around, which is odd. So in order to determine guarantee liability, we take the daily rate times 8. There we go. And this is an example of a person that didn't hold the guaranteed extra board for the complete half. And here we have an advanced example of switchman board rate at 1, 2 rest days here. And looking like so this rest day is a no. That rest day is a no. This personal off day is a yes. Personal off days count as available, even though you're not available. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 yeses, which matches the availability. And we times it by the daily rate. Boom. Matches our guarantee liability. And what makes us advance is if we scroll down a little bit, on the 17th, he was displaced, and he made a seniority move within 2 hours of displacement. Here, however, he made a seniority move to a rest day, which rest days are not available for guarantee purposes, but he was available the following day. So, one yes times the daily rate equals the liability for that portion of this half. The remarks column. The remarks column should be empty. If you happen to find estimate in your remarks column, that's because there's a deadhead, a time ticket, hours of service, or a claim that has not been completed. Estimate in the remarks column also requires you to dig in a little closer to find out why it's there. So on June 16th, there's a layoff of a company reason. Payroll does not know what the layoff was for, so they estimated a day's worth of guarantee to go against the guarantee liability. Turns out the reason for this estimate here is because the member forgot to turn in a code 92 or a physical/hearing exam of 3 hours. Once the claim is approved by payroll, this estimate will be removed. Comments, like this one here, will be entered into the comments box stating that the estimate is removed and the actual earnings. Then the total guarantee be paid, if any, will be updated in this field here and paid to the claimant. Step 3, earnings. Earnings such as overtime, held away, trip rates, lonesome pay, card carry pay, physicals, safety days, personal leave days, daily vacation days will be totaled per calendar day and placed into the earnings column. What you should not find in the earnings column are penalty claims like Code 75s, Code YWs, Code RAs, Code 41s, Code CCs, and other penalty claims. I would double check every single one of these earning fields here against the T&E daily statements. For our example here, we're going to pick October 17th. Got $617 in the calendar day of October 17th. We're going to go to the T&E daily earnings statement. We're going to get a calculator up. And our top line for October 17th on our T&E daily statement is a meal reimbursement. Not taxed, it goes straight to your pocket, not against the guarantee. We have a regular trip rate, one-way trip rate, OE, for $248.14. The next field we're looking at is a 09, which is held away, for $240.08. Next field is the card carry pay of $5. And then the overtime is our last field here, 123.78, $617, which matches our earnings calendar day for the October 17th. The final step, putting it all together. We determine guarantee liability by the amount of days available from midnight to midnight, or if a seniority move was made within 2 hours of notification to a guarantee board. Remember that rest days do not count towards guarantee availability. Then we moved on to fix the remarks column if there was any estimates in it. We double checked our earnings column to make sure it's accurate. And at that point, we just subtract the amount of earnings from the guaranteed liability. And at the end, if there's liability left over, then the employee is due the remaining amount of guarantee. If the employee earns more than the guarantee liability, then no guarantee is due. That's how I double check the B&O conductor and switchman guarantee statements. Hit the like button if this video was helpful. Stay tuned in and subscribe to be notified when new videos come out. Check out this next video on earnings statements. This is Adam West of Smart Transportation Division. Thank you for watching.